Good morning, folks. And here we are again, Feel Good Friday, bang on time today. Okay, so this morning's session, every Friday, join me on the mat for 10 minutes of either stretching, strengthening, breath work. So occasionally we do a little bit of towel work and toning. So today's session we're going to be doing core, focusing on Pilates moves. That most of Pilates moves actually target the core, but these are going to be a little bit more specific and some of my favourites that are really achievable for everybody. Okay, so make sure you're feeling warm. I know it's a little bit chilly today, so just make sure before we start that you are a little bit warmer, because I'm not doing any specific warm-ups, and that you're feeling in a good place. If you've got any niggles, please make sure you are okay to do this session. Okay, so we're going to come down onto our knees and our hands, and I'm just going to give you a little bit of a warm up through the spine before we get started. So we're rounding through the spine and then pressing back in the opposite direction. So just kind of really noticing how you're feeling today. And our first move this morning it has numerous names. It's called bird dog, Superman, 4-point reach, numerous names. I want you to come back to the center where you feel you're kind of in between those two extreme positions. So I'm going to start with the arms and the legs on the floor. You're going to reach, slide the arm and the leg away, and slide back in. So I want you to keep your hand underneath your shoulder and your leg glides away. So this might be enough for you this morning. If you're struggling with wrists or shoulders, you can do this line on your tummy. So you would just come down and alternate your arm and your leg, lifting up and down, folks. If you're feeling good, if you're feeling strong, you can maintain that really lovely stable spine. You're going to start to reach the arm and the leg away. So really lovely stability exercise, working the core muscles. Now I'm going to add in a little bit of extra tension. I'd like you to turn your toes down and your thumbs up towards the ceiling. Keep the neck in line with the spine. And use your outward breath if you can to reach, and your inward breath if you can to come back to that start position. So you've got a little squeeze in your bottom and a little bit of contraction in your shoulders. So guys, if you're doing this and you want some ideas, you can do this about 10 times through in total. So 10 repetitions, and then you could repeat that again if you like. Our next move is going to be a side pull. So we're going to come over onto our side. Now if you like to be propped up, you've got no shoulder problems, you can bring the elbow underneath the shoulder. You could bring yourself up into a side plank position. That's a little bit stronger. Otherwise you come down onto your side, support the head and the neck, bottom leg bent straight or lifted, and we're going to reach the arm over and pull. We're just going to do 10 of these. The head can stay down, or you can lift the head up and relax the breath. So working into those obliques in the side body, or you're here in your side plank, pushing the hip, bottom hip up towards the ceiling. Exhale, inhale. I've got 2 more. How many more do you have? Lovely. And then we come down and we lay over on our backs before we do the other side. So I like a little bit of a combo. Lengthen through the spine. So head stays down for this next one. This is your Pilates scoop. First option is to keep one foot on the floor for maximum stability, and you're scooping the leg underneath. Second option is to bring your legs up into tabletop, but make sure we're not overarching the spine here. And again, keep a nice width across the shoulders, across the collarbones. And you could do this for a few repetitions. You could do this for a minute and then repeat, or half a minute and repeat and build up. Start with the lower option, build to the harder option. Good. So we've got another 8. I'm going to do another 8. 7. Relax the shoulders. You want to start to feel that fatigue coming into your abdominal muscles. I've got 2 more here. And last one. Well done. Just hug your knees in. Okay. So the next exercise is the Pilates curler or a crunch. It's not the best exercise for your abs, but it has a place. So we're going to take the hands behind the head, elbows wide, thumbs down the side of the neck to support the head. We're just going to do 6 of these. So coming up, exhale to lift and inhale to lower. Lift from the chest. Exhale to lift and inhale to lower. If you wanted to go a little bit harder, you could lift both ends together. That's a little bit more advanced. And the same thing, making sure that your lower back isn't overarching. I'm going to go 2 more. That's probably more than 6. So you could do here again as many as you wanted to. Anything between sort of 6, 10, 12, 15. And then release. Good. Okay, take a little hug in of your knees. Roll yourself up. Let's go on to the other side. So again, either lying down, make sure the hips are stacked, or you can come up into your side plank, reach the arms overhead. Head down, supported, bottom leg bent. So we could start here. This is your lower variation. Pulling elbow to mid-thigh. You could then add in the head lift. You could then straighten out the leg, or even lift the leg to make it a lot harder. So there's lots of things you can do, from easy to hard. We've got another 2 here. And then release down. Fantastic. Okay, coming over. Our last exercise this morning, Pilates plank. So we're going to come down onto your elbows. And you can start with your bottom quite high up and your knees underneath your hips. And then inchworm your way forwards to just feel that little bit of a brace in your core muscles. And then come back out if you need to. Otherwise, we're coming forward into 3/4 or on your toes for full plank. Are we ready? We're going for 30 seconds. Starting now. So pushing the ground away, you could start with 10 seconds, build up to 20, build up to 30, and then all the way up to a minute. So that could be a little challenge that you give yourself over the next few weeks. 3, 2, hang on, no. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then release, and then give yourself a little stretch out. Beautiful. Make sure that you do not hold your breath in plank. And then we're just going to finish where we started with a little cat to cow stretch. So that is a really nice, simple little routine that you can do. Stretch back into child's pose. Give yourself a few little repetitions per move. And then coming up, take a nice little roll out through your shoulders and release through. Okay? Arms up. So if you're short of time, you want to do a little bit of work for your core, there is a perfect little 10-minute set that you can do and slot into your day. So thank you so much for joining or watching on record. And do let me know what you'd like to see in these little 10-minute slots each week. Thank you so much for joining. Have a fabulous weekend, and I'll see you next week. Take care, gang.